Hello, it's John of House of Chaos, and today I am going to be unboxing Godtear. This is Godtear Eternal Glade. This is a starter box set by Steamforged Games, but I'm not going to unbox this one because, as you can tell, I've already been into this one. So we're going to unbox the second starter set, Godtear, the Borderlands. I'll be right back. So, right, I've got the wrapper off, but before I crack open the box, a little bit of an explanation as to why I've got two starter sets. The Eternal Glade, the box that I've already opened, I picked that up as an impulse buy, I think would be the way to say it. I saw it on the shelf and I thought, there's a game there we could play at the end of a club night when, you know, that's that half an hour or an hour going down. When I got it back home and broke it open, I was surprised at the quality of the pieces inside the box, in a pleasant way, in a good way, not in a bad way. And I'm not talking about the miniatures either. There's quite a bit in the box. So I went and purchased the second starter, and I picked up some more of the small warband kits, champion kits you can get. So this will be the unboxing of the Borderlands starter set. What is Godtear? Well, Godtear is a board game, very much like a battle arena game where you have champions trying to seize control of objectives on the board, on the game board. In this set we have two champions, and each champion has followers. So you've got Finvar, so I'm reading this upside down, which I'm guessing is this blue one, and Titus, which is this yellow guy here, and these are his followers. So we have the Shadow Sentinels and the Glory Seekers. I don't know which ones they are, but they're in there. These are made from PVC plastic resin crossbreed type thing, coming quite common now. Star Wars Legion uses a lot of them before they move to the hard plastics. So you've got two champions, 3 followers, the Shadow Sentinels, and 5 followers here, the Glory Seekers. You get 2 banners, which are used to capture objectives. You get a rule book, a double-sided battlefield, which is the board, 10 dice, 24 objective hexes, 6 profile cards, 3 dashboard cards, and 85 tokens. Dashboard cards I will come to later on. Let's get this thing open. He says, struggling. It will come on. Farting noise? Nope. So the first thing that struck me when I opened up the Eternal Glade was the board. The first thing you see, and this is the board. It's double-sided, hex-based. I will come back to that, but I'm not sure if you can see it on the camera there. This is really quite thick and sturdy. That was one of the things that jumped out at me when I first opened up my first starter set. I'll come back to that. We'll try and squeeze that into the camera. We have the rule book. The rule book isn't overly big or complicated. I have read the rules. Let's have a look. Page 25, the scenario starts. So between that, contents, all your rules, each one of the special tokens or conditions and booms and blights, and then on to the scenarios. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. 6 scenarios in there to play. I haven't played Godtear yet. I am playing a game against Ross tonight, so I might do an update. I might attach it onto the end of this video. Let's get that out of the way. The dashboard cards I'll come back to. Tokens, very much in the same thing. You can see how thick that is. This is proper. It's not thin card by any stretch of the imagination. See, 3 lots of those. Turns, hexes, objective hexes, booms and that side, health points, and then this side, these are the opposite of your booms, these are the blights, but it's the same thing again, and health tokens. So 3 lots of them. Should we have a look at the miniatures? Right, so the miniatures, as I mentioned before, are that UPVC plastic resin mix type thing, which is fine by me, to be honest. I don't really paint stuff up much these days. I'm just more interested in the playing pieces than actually painting them, but I will paint these at some point. So let's have a look at what we got here. Let's go zoom in a bit. There we go. Now these are quite chunky. They're quite a size. Yeah. And as you can see, as with many things in this material, it can be a bit bendy, and you might find that some of the bases are warped out when you open up your box. Quick fix, bit of hot water, just bend it back into shape. So this is Vinvar, probably, I've forgotten already. So he's the champion. He comes with some followers. This is the first follower. These are, he says, looking at them, I've forgotten already, the Shadow Sentinels. So this is the first one. That's a 25mm base, or an inch base, normal size base. It's what they call a small base. Actually, is it 25mm? So there's a 25mm base. So you get a rough idea about the size of the miniature as compared to the champion. It's quite a thing. So there's one. The other Shadow Sentinel, looking very ranger-like. I'm guessing that they're some type of elf, because this guy's got the ears, if you look there. These are all pre-built, which is great, which means basically pop the cards out, put the board out, read the rules, and you're ready to go. And that's the third Shadow Sentinel. And then each champion has a banner. So this is the banner, and you use these to capture objective hexes, which this looks to be like a sword that has some sort of vines growing around it. Pretty cool, pretty cool. Let's get those back in there and we'll move on to the others. You also, you can see it, but your starter set comes with this moulded plastic insert, this like vacuum packed insert. Right, let's have a look at Titus. Let's see here. Some sort of warrior, rogue, warrior, armoured warrior, barbarian type looking character. Well, the sunlight's coming in now. That's the champion. Again, bit bendy, sword's a bit bent there, but it really doesn't take a lot to sort that out. And the base is a little bit warped. but I'll come round to that when I need to. He has 5 followers, so let's have a look. This guy, two-handed axe. It looks like he's going to, doesn't look like he's going to go off and chop any trees down with that axe, to be honest. Another guy with an axe. So all the followers, even though they look different and have different weapons, or some of them have different weapons, they all follow the same stats. And I'll come to that when I open up the cards. This guy, no helmet on him, but he looks like he could be some sort of roguish type character if you wanted to prop him into a different game. And again, another one. The detail on these are pretty good. Better than some of the PVC resin plastic stuff I've seen. Once again, bit bendy, but I can live with that. And the last one looks to be a female with a spear. A bendy spear, but a spear nonetheless. So that's there's 5 champions, which is pretty cool. Oh, let's have a look at the banner as well while I'm still here. So this is the banner for Titus. I believe it's Titus. I might probably even saying that wrong now. So each champion has their own unique banner. So there's no confusion to what's going on. I've seen some nice paint jobs. The camera is trying to pick up that skull on the base there, believe it or not. I've seen some nice paint jobs on these. I probably won't do such a nice paint job, but I'm looking forward to it. So there's the banners. Let's get these back in. Let's move on to the dice. Now the game uses D6 dice, but not your traditional D6 dice. Let's move out a bit here. There's 10 of these dice, so let's have a look. We have a blank, which means nothing. So there's 2 blanks. You have 1, 2, 3 singles, and then a double. So the double, in theory, is the 6, and then 1 and 2 would be the blanks. So you could play it with normal dice. You just need to know what number means what. So 3, 4 and 5 are all singles. These are used to determine hits, accuracy. It's all the same dice. And modifiers are adding dice to your attack pool. So you would get so many dice to attack, and then you would, if you had a +1, you'd get another one. And there goes my phone. Character cards. There is a little jiffy bag in here, which is great. A lot of companies are starting to do this now. They're putting these little plastic seal bags in there. So your character cards. So as I've mentioned, I haven't played the game yet, but I've got a rough understanding of what they are. There's 3 cards to each warband. 1 is your champion card, and the second one is your follower card. The third card is the ultimate for your champion. So when you're, let's move that out a bit, playing, you basically put these on your dashboard, which is your dashboard there. Let's crack that open while I get the chance. It says, there's the dashboard, and then you put your I'm going to try and remember how to do this now. and the ultimate. That may not be in the right order. So when you use your ultimate, you get to flip it over, and that means you've used it, and it's job done. You'll notice that cards have a front and a back. These are down to the phase in the game. So there's a ploy phase, a clash phase, end phase. The end phase is where you score your points, and it's basically about scoring points. The more points you get up to 5, you win. And as you go through sort of the movement, you then go over to the clash. You flip your card over so you know which one it is. So you get 3 cards to each warband at the minute. So this is the champion card. I'm not going to put these around. You can go to Steamforged Games, and if you go to the Godtear section, find cards for all the champions, which I think is pretty cool, so you can test them before you go out and purchase them. From what I do know is you can, if you wanted to, play a 2 champion game versus 2 champion game and take these 2 together in your champion roster, or you could mix this out for another champion, bring another champion in, mix this one out and build up, so you can use different champions. And it's all down, I think it will be down to all the special abilities you get on the cards, because each champion and the followers get their own special abilities, and getting those combinations right, that's the good thing about this. I do like that, trying new stuff out. So you get your cards, you get your character cards, your dashboard cards, you get 3 of them, and there's a reason why you get 3. Although this is called a starter set, and it is a pure starter set, the reason you get 3 is because they recommend that a full game, although you can go up to 4 champions each, is 3 champions each. So you get 1 for each champion on your team, and your opponent hopefully will have a starter box and get their 3 dashboards with 3 champions as well. So what does that mean for this starter game? Well, it actually means that if you want to play a 3-player game, a 3 champion game, you're not going to be able to, because there's only 2 champions in here. So what I've done is I've got this set, I've also got the other starter set, and I've picked up 2 other champions with their followers, which you can buy in individual sets by champions as they come. And we're going to try that to see what happens, but I should imagine I'm going to probably pick up nearly every champion that comes out for this game. I just like the idea of combinations of spells and abilities to work it all out, which is the best champion to go through. That's the only downside to this, I think. Yes, it's a great starter. You can't knock it for the quality, and the bits you get inside the components are all top quality. Maybe there should be something on the box to say, you know, you will need to expand this out if you want to play competitively, which is a thing. This, I'm sure, will become a very competitive game. There will be tournaments run. And they've already said on Steamforged Games, already said on their website that they will rotate champions out. That not mean to say that they've gone for good for certain seasons in Godtear, which is a good thing, because you need to freshen stuff up. All of the competitive games do that. So on the whole, I think this is great, and I'm not going to tell you the price I paid for it. If you look around, you can get this for £30, and it's a great starter. A little bit. Well, no, I'm not. I know when I'm thinking about it, I'm not just saying, you know, they should put on there that you will need expansions to it, but I think it needs to be clearly stated that you need to expand this up to 3 champions if you want to play competitive. Right, so let's try and get the board out. I'll move all the stuff up here because these boards are quite big. Let's get that over there. After it goes on the floor. So this is the board. It's quite a thing. It's quite a thing indeed. As you can see, it pretty much takes up quite an area. I don't have a tape measure here, so I can't. I'm looking behind me for a tape measure. Some days you can't move for tape measures in this house, and some days you just can't find anything. So that's one side of it, and as you can see, they're all hexed out. So that's your space and your movements and your range for attacks. This is the double-sided. The other side. This I'm really surprised at. For the cost of the product that I paid for to what I'm getting, this board is some games where you pay twice as much for the same amount of components and the quality won't be as good as this. For those wanting to know, this is just your tracker. When you score points, it will move to one side or the other. If it's 3 on this side and the opponent on that side scores 3, this will go down 3, and it's basically whoever has the token in their side at the end of the game scores the points on the token. That's it. I should be doing some more Godtear unboxings. As I say, I've not even played the game yet, but what I've seen about and read, I really like. This could be one of my top 3 games, I think, and the fact that I can play it pretty much straight out the box is good. It's, building miniatures is I don't have the time for it. So myself and Ross will be playing a couple of games of this tonight to see how it goes. If it works out well, we'll probably do a few little battle reports, put an overhead cam so you can see everything, and play a few of the scenarios in the books. We're bound to get a few things wrong, but that's part of that learning process. I can't wait, to be honest with you. So that's the end of that. Thanks for watching. Remember, sub, follow and subscribe. There's loads of stuff coming up. There's some Middle-earth, some Star Wars Legion. Ross is still doing his 40k. There might even be some Warcry. Pretty sure Godtear is going to be back. So if you don't want to miss any of the content coming up, please subscribe and follow. You can find us on our hub page, which is www.houseofchaos.co.uk. And as I'm going out, Steamforged Games, you've done great with this. I'm massively impressed with the quantity and the quality of what you get in those starter boxes. Until next time, thank you very much.